Hey, hope you're all doing well. For me, it's hard to say how I'm doing. I am very fortunate to actively be immersed in things that I love to do, but sometimes the cards are not kind and work is painful for a while. So it all starts off where you just start getting garbage hands over and over and over and over. If you've been around me at the table, I sit and whine about how I am setting a world's record for getting the most deuces out of anyone I've ever seen. And you just start looking down at a deuce every damn time. And then when you're not getting a deuce, you start seeing all the other premium hands, the Jack 5s, the 8 4s, the 9 3s, the Queen 6s, the Jack 3, the King 8. Now, this one starts to look like a really good hand after a while. You're in early position and you have the urge to raise, but not a good idea. You get the gist of it. So you're folding for endless hours, days, weeks, and then you finally do get a hand and it just gets slaughtered. I'm not a fan of whining and crying about bad beats or horrible run of cards, but I said I would keep you informed with what's going on, so I'll run through a few of these hands and just give you an idea. Go hang out by any poker room or any poker tournament and you'll hear everybody telling you all the same stories that I'm about to tell you. But I'll still run through these hands just so you have an idea. I promised that I would keep in touch and let you know what's going on with me. So I'll let you know what's going on with me. Until things turn around, this is all I got. There's quite a few of them over many sessions. For instance, one, there was a raise. There's a 3-bet. In later position and I'm in the big blind with pocket kings. I 4-bet. It folds around to the 3-better. He looks like he doesn't know what to do. Not worried that he has aces anymore. He's not acting. I can tell he is concerned about what I have. He probably has jacks or queens. After he thinks about it for quite a while, he finally just shoves all in. I call. He doesn't hit a queen. He runs out all hearts on the flop and a heart on the turn, and he has Queen of Hearts, and I have a red king, but it's a diamond. So we lose there. Next hand. I'm in the big blind again. This one I have 7-4 offsuit. It is limped by 4 people. I check behind. The flop comes down 5, 6, 8. Now these guys have been calling anything and everything. Any draw, any hope for a pair over the board, anything. So I bet right out. I get 2 callers. The turn is a 9 of diamonds. I bet out again, 1 caller. The river is the ace of diamonds. I bet out again, and he raises me. Automatically assume he just backdoored a flush because that's what's been happening. It's whatever they needed, it's just coming. And but he doesn't raise me a whole lot, and I end up calling that. And of course he has the deuce 3 of diamonds, so he went for a gush shot on the flop and turned a flush draw and hit a flush on the river. On a positive note, I have been working on something that I've talked about my entire life and I've never done, and this will be a first time for me. I'll explain what that is next time around. In the next hand, there are 2 limpers in front of us. I have ace queen in middle position and I raise it to 12, and we get 3 people to the flop besides us. Comes down queen, deuce, 5. We bet half pot, 2 callers. The turn pairs the deuce, bet half pot again, but min raises us. I'm not folding at this point. I can't imagine what he's trying to represent, but I'm pretty sure we're ahead. And I put it all in, and then all of a sudden he acts like he doesn't want to call, but he makes the call. As soon as he makes the call, I just turn over my hand. He winces. He's not happy to see what we have. And then the river comes off an 8, and he says, "Oh my, I just got lucky," and flips over queen 8. Then I can hear him talking to the guy next to him saying, "Well, I was just never going to let go of that. I mean, I'm not going to go anywhere." Okay. Next hand, there are a couple limpers and a guy who has about 400. We're close to the same in chips. I think I have him covered by a bit, but he raises to 20 out of the gate, and I look down at pocket aces, happy to see him finally. I'm not going to mess around too much here. I'm just going to raise it up. He's coming out of semi-early position, so I assume he has a bigger hand, something like ace king, maybe ace queen suited, a pair. So I make it 70. He looks like he wants to raise, but he just calls. So I'm now thinking he either has something like ace king suited, or he has a bigger pair. And if he has a bigger pair, that's going to be very good for us. The flop comes down 6, 5, 8 rainbow, and he checks to us. I bet 2/3 of the pot, and he calls. And that sets up a pretty good scenario for the turn, because at this point we are now getting to where I can just shove a lot of turns and he probably will call, and it should be a good double up situation. Now the turn is a card that might scare him off. It's an ace, so we have a set of aces, and he checks, but I'm not going to shut down. I'm going to continue with the original plan. I think it's going to look stronger if I just check behind here. I don't see any reason to just not bet. And I do put on a small act and just sit there like I'm concerned about the ace and I don't know exactly what to do, but I ultimately just slide out my chips and announce all in. And he tanks for quite a while. I'm begging in my head, please call me. Maybe I should have checked. Maybe I should have. I'm begging for a call. I'm hoping to God that he just finds a way to make this call. I now think he's got queens, jacks, maybe kings, but I really doubt kings. I think he would have re-raised me pre-flop with kings for sure. He finally does make the call, and I'm pretty happy about that. The river is a 7. And I flip over my hand, fully expecting to rake this pot, until he turns over pocket 9s. So the river brings in a gut shot straight for him. Yep. And it continues. So I could go on and on, but you get the point. There's a lot more of these that I've been dealing with, but they all fall under the same kind of a category, same type of pattern. And like I said, I have something planned. I have something coming up that I will be doing shortly, and I'll tell you all about it next time around. Until then, take care of yourself.